Do you want to know what are the qualifications required for a spiritual seeker or a worldly person to attain any spiritual or worldly goals? Hari Om. Today I am going to reveal what are the qualifications required for a seeker to attain the ultimate goal of liberation, or for a worldly person to attain any worldly goal. Recently I visited Statue of Unity. Based on that journey, we will see what are the qualifications required to attain any goal, spiritually or worldly. Let us begin with invocation. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Punaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The ultimate goal of human life is to attain the big Paramatman or infinite, which is the very form of bliss. There is no happiness in small, mundane objects or finite. This is established in Chandogya Upanishad. It is said, Yo vai bhuma tat sukham na alpe sukhamasti bhumaiva sukham. So the happiness is in the big. And we recently visited the biggest statue in the world, Statue of Unity. Now let us begin. What are the qualifications required to attain this big, the big? Before that, we will see the journey of Larsen and Toubro, how this biggest statue is built step by step. Let us see that journey.
"71 years into independence, despite the obstacles in its way, India has clearly chosen the path of unity. When the British left India, there were 565 princely states with the option of joining India, Pakistan, or remaining independent. The mammoth task of integrating each princely state with the dominion of India fell upon the shoulders of one man, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, our first Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister. He made the impossible possible. History called him the Iron Man of India, the Great Unifier. Fittingly, his birthday on 31st October is marked as Rashtriya Ekta Divas. It has been a long-standing dream of our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, to pay tribute to the great Sardar Patel.
एक तिरंगे झंडे के नीचे हिंदुस्तान देख रहे हैं, उसका श्रेय सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल को जाता है।
On 31st October 2013, Shri Narendra Modi, the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, laid the foundation for the tallest statue in the world, the Statue of Unity. In keeping with its ethos, L&T took up the challenge head-on. Located on Sadhu Bait, 3.5 kilometers from the Sardar Sarovar Dam on the Narmada, the Statue of Unity is an unparalleled confluence of engineering and art. Although L&T had successfully completed a plethora of prestigious projects, including power plants and commercial complexes, a structure of such scale was one of a kind. The honor of sculpting Sardar Patel's likeness went to Padma Bhushan awardee Shri Ram Sutar. The first challenge was to select an apt pose and expression to do justice to him. Although L&T's role was that of an EPC contractor, they still took active interest in the selection process. Extensive discussions with historians and experts ensued. After sifting through thousands of photographs, the team was unanimous in how the statue should look. Sri Ram Suthar created sculptures in varying sizes, honing every detail again and again. The latest 3D scanning techniques and computer-controlled production ensured accurate reproduction of minute details. Immense statues the world over have a broad base to achieve structural stability. Sardar Patel's statue was slated to be the tallest ever, and the greatest task was to achieve the design. His dhoti needed to end above the ankle. He is in a walking stance, thus the feet were not parallelly aligned. The assertive stride meant a gap between the feet. But the L&T team was equal to the task. Operations commenced in 2013 with exhaustive surveys of the land, riverbed, river and wind. This was followed by critical engineering design, a test of L&T's experience and technical capability. In such a remote location, planning and logistics would be the key to all the operations. The Loha campaign was launched in earnest with a view to employing used implements donated by farmers around the country as a symbolic tribute. This iron forms the steel rebar in the raft foundation, a homage to the Iron Man of India. A reinforced concrete core, created with critical concreting methods, gave the structure a stable base. This would support the primary and secondary steel trussing. The bronze plates then covered the entire structure, forming the sculpture. Locally available sandstone and Baswara marble has also been used. Besides the statue, other key elements like the memorial and visitors center, main access bridge, bridges and roads were made to precision. The Shresth Bharat Bhavan is a 3-star facility for the tourists and guests. To bring socio-economic development to the region, students and vendors from nearby villages and towns were also trained for the project, thereby generating ample employment. The ultra-modern BIM technology for the design and project monitoring brought synchrony between the team and 30 consultants globally. The statue houses two 200-ton suspended tuned mass dampers to make it stable enough to withstand violent winds plus seismic activity. L&T created macro panel assemblies on site for the smaller micro panel bronze castings. This ensured speed and seamless assembly. Every plate was unique and RFID tagged and bolted in its place. As work progressed at blazing speed, the engineered structure transformed and the statue began to take shape. Designers, engineers, experts, specialists and workers from different parts of India have toiled night and day in a united effort unto one goal: the Statue of Unity. Colossal enough to remind future generations of his epochal contribution. A structure as enduring as the vision of modern Indian nationhood. As Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel himself said, mankind without unity is not a strength. Only when harmonized by unity does it become a spiritual power.
So the first, our sincere gratitude and salutations to all who have envisioned this big project, all the builders, workers and maintaining staff who is maintaining this beautiful and giant statue. Hari Om, I am Chirantan Chaitanya alias Ruchir, founder of Spiritually Wealthy, and I recently visited this giant statue, Statue of Unity, near Sardar Sarovar Dam, and we are going to see, based on that journey, what could be the journey of a spiritual seeker or a worldly person to attain any desired goal. So what are these qualifications? There are mainly 4 qualifications. First is Viveka, Vairagya. Third is Samadhi, Shatka Sampatti, means 6 qualifications, and fourth one is Mumukshutva. So let us begin our journey. We started early morning, 7:30 a.m. from Vadodara, which is nearby Sardar Sarovar Dam, located in Gujarat, and we reached around 9 o'clock at the site. Our first visit was of safari, and there comes our first qualification, that is Viveka. Viveka is the ability to differentiate between the real and unreal. We must understand what is real and what is unreal. In Vedantic term, whatever we are perceiving through our senses is not real. It is mithya. I will not go into the details. For details, you can access our course, Basic Vedanta course, where we learn in details about what is real and unreal, what is sat and what is mithya. But world where we transact, which is transactional world, we must know what is real and what is unreal, what is truth, what is not truth, what is good, what is bad. That differentiation or discrimination is called Viveka. So the first qualification we require is Viveka, to know the difference or ability to differentiate. In the present right hand side picture, there is a beautiful wooden sculpture, and definitely it is not real. Whereas in the left side picture, there is a real giraffe and zebra. So we should know how to differentiate between what is real and unreal. And in the real world, or what we can say transactional world, we should know what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. The ability to make difference between these two opposite is called Viveka. And Viveka is a very important qualification for a spiritual seeker or a worldly seeker. Second important qualification is Vairagya. As soon as we come to know about this qualification, we get frightened. Vairagya actually does not mean what you have or what you don't have. It is a readiness to lose anything at any time. Now, we have a long day. We come to a point where everybody is exhausted. It's somewhere around 6:30 p.m. in the evening. And we have two choices. Either we can see the light show on the dam, or we can see the light show or laser show on the statue. Now we have to decide what should we do. We cannot have both because we are exhausted. We have to go to our parking. So now we have to leave one thing. And what we decide is to leave the laser show on the dam, and we will go for the laser show on the statue. Because the laser show at the statue is nearby our parking area, where we can collect our cars and come back to Baroda. When we have the choice, we have to select the higher one. In worldly transaction, we have to see what is the most beneficial to us. As a spiritual seeker, we have to see what is moving us towards our final goal of liberation. And rest we have to leave. Leaving that thing is called Vairagya. I will give you one more example. Two persons traveling in the boat. One was a monk, which is having silver pots with him, and a worldly person, a gruhastha, which is having mud pots with him. And this gruhastha was very jealous of this monk who is having silver pots. And he told him continuously, "You are having this silver pots. What is the use of your having being monk?" And then they start moving towards the other end of the river. And a time came when they have to leave this pots because the boat was sinking. Immediately the monk dropped all the silver pots into water to save the boat. But the Gruhastha could not So the Vairagya is the ability to leave something for the higher. What you can renounce for the higher purpose is Vairagya. That is a simple meaning of Vairagya. It is not what you have or what you don't have. Now we will go to the next qualification. The next qualification is Sixfold Qualification. It is called Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. It contains 6 qualifications. First is Shama, then Dhamma, Uparama or Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhanam. So the first one is Shama, Manonigraha. Mastery over mind is called Shama. When we started at 7:30, we have a target to reach there by 9 o'clock. We have 4 families and 4 cars, and 5th one is me and my car. I am a good driver, but presently I don't have more driving experience over highway as I am not driving much. I can confidently drive at the speed of 60 to 80, but our requirement is to go beyond that, 100 and 120. So we decided we will park our car at nearby village and I will transfer to one of the other cars so that we can drive safely and fast and reach our destination. We have to take decisions based on our capacities and mastery over mind. We have to see how qualified we are as master of our mind, and this qualification is Shama. The next qualification is Dhamma. Dhamma is control over senses or control over body. As soon as we enter to the premises, we can see a whole lot of things. So many food items are available. So many different attractions are available. And there we should have Shama, that is control over mind and control over senses. Otherwise, we cannot control 22 people, 22 minds and 22 bodies. So everybody has to have Shama and Dhamma. Dhamma is control over senses, and that is required when you have such a long project of visiting different sites and delicious food is in front of you. Now if you fill your belly too much, you can't move. So there you require Dhamma. The third qualification is Uparama. Uparama is best defined in Vivek Chudamani by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya. Bahya navalambanam vrittehe esho paratihi uttama. The best uparati is that condition of the thought in which they are free from any influence, any outside influence. Now this is required when you are meditating. A small mosquito comes and if it disturbs you, some noise outside or external condition like wind, cold, etc. And if it disturbs you, then you cannot meditate. Now Uparama is the state of the mind where you are not disturbed by anything. Here in Statue of Unity, there is a stage come when we reach to a place where suddenly this giant statue is in front of us, and at that state nothing else is in our mind. We reach to that uparati state where we are just absorbed in that statue. Nothing else, nothing external thing, no external thing is affecting us. We are just absorbed in that giant statue. The next qualification is Titiksha. Shitoshna Shukha Dukkhadi Sahishnutvam is Titiksha. Titiksha is the endurance of the heat and cold, pleasure and pain, and most importantly, honor and dishonor. If I start a project, a worldly project, I should have forbearance towards heat and cold, pleasure and pain. I should be ready to accept honor and as well as dishonor. I should be ready for all the opposites. The path of spirituality is also not for the weak. One day you say, I have headache, one day you have backache, one day you have fever, and you are not able to work on what you have decided, then you cannot complete your project. Similarly, if you don't have the diksha, if you can't bear heat, if you can't bear cold, if you cannot bear sukha, if in sukha you are elated, in dukkha you are depressed, if you can't forbear all those things, then you cannot complete what you want to achieve. So the diksha is very important, and in this case, the statue is built with maximum diksha. It can bear highest winds of 180 km per hour and earthquake up to 6.5 on Richter scale. The same kind of diksha we should have to complete any project or our spiritual project or our spiritual progress. The next qualification is Shraddha. Shraddha is faith. Now, faith is the trust in the words of Guru and Vedanta. Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha Shraddha. And the main thing is faith is believing in what you cannot see. And the reward of faith is seeing what you believe. If you see the image on the left side, that statue is not there. All the construction work is not there. It is at the starting point. But the visionary has the faith. Visionary has the Shraddha that yes, this is going to happen. And we saw in that LNT video how it is built. So whenever we start any project, whenever we start our spiritual journey, we should have the faith, unshakable faith that it is going to happen. It will happen. And that faith, that unshakable faith will bring you the result, the desired result. So very important qualification is to have faith. The next qualification is Samadhana. Samadhanam is Chitta Ekagrata, single pointedness of mind. Once I have decided, yes, I am on the path of spirituality, yes, I am going to do this project, then I should have Chitta Ekagrata, single pointedness of mind. I won't waver here and there. I won't go for different things. I don't go for shiny objects here and there. My mind is single pointed and I am going to do whatever it takes to achieve my goal. That is Samadhanam. So here our Samadhi Shatka Sampatti is completed, all 6 qualifications, and now we will go for our 4th qualification, that is Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam is burning desire to have liberation for a spiritual seeker. For a worldly seeker, you require passion. Tremendous passion for what you need. If you don't have passion, if you are doing it for just money or any other objects, you will not sustain that project. You should have complete passion for the required goal. So the last qualification is Mumukshutvam. So here our qualifications are over. We see Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi Shatka Sampatti and Mumukshutva. And what is the result? What is the end result? The end result is, for a spiritual seeker, is infinite bliss. That Bhuma, that big, that Paramatman. You realize that. And that is the end of all the sorrows. And for a worldly seeker, you achieve one goal. For a worldly seeker, there is no end. You go for one goal and then you have to step to another goal. For a spiritual seeker, once you attain your goal, it is yours. You just need to realize, and you don't need to do anything for that. You just have to know it. How to know it? We have different courses at Spiritually Wealthy, and we have seekers to attain their worldly goals with the help of digital media, and to help their spiritual goals with the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta. We start our journey with backing of Hanuman Chalisa. So our first course would be 5 super mornings with Hanuman Chalisa. The next step is to take 1 year challenge of learning Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita 365-day challenge. And if you have learned something on Advaita Vedanta, you want to go deep, then you can join Basic Vedanta course. We support our seekers on Telegram group and over email. And with this basic course, you learn what are the terminologies, what is your path, and how to achieve it. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel. We will try to clarify different concepts of Vedanta through such videos. I thank you all, and we will conclude with invocation. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I thank you all for taking out time and watching this video. Please forward it to the seekers. Thank you very much. Hari Om.